What's up, everybody? Finally, we got a nice day here in New Jersey, and I thought it'd be a great day to unbox and open a Variable ND filter. This is the first one of these that I've had, and as I've been getting more into video, I found that I just can't get the right exposure sometimes when it's a bright, beautiful day out like it is today. So I thought we would unbox this and give it a shot and share some footage and see how it works out. So let's get into it. All right, so here we go, guys. I got a Hoya Variable ND filter here. This is 82 millimeters, so I could use it on my Canon 24-70. So let's unbox this guy, see what it looks like, and give it a shot. Get some test footage, maybe without the filter, and then also with the filter on, and kind of see how it works out. Kind of been looking forward to getting one of these for a while. I've noticed as I've done more video filming, especially outside when it's bright and sunny, I need better control over the exposure. Sometimes you can't change your settings enough to get the look that I want. Say, for example, I want to use 2.8 aperture, and I have my ISO at 100, and you have to keep your shutter speed at 1/50 so that everything works out good with the video. And I just can't get the proper exposure. It's too bright out for me to make any more adjustments to get the proper exposure. So this is going to help me out, and I'm really interested to try it out and see how well it works. So this is the Hoya 82 millimeter ND filter. So let's open her up and see what we got. Knife, always be careful if you're using that, of course. All right. Ordered from B&H. You can also get it from Amazon. All right, so let's look. We have a little instruction booklet here, or a little pamphlet. We'll check that out. Comes in a nice little box here, not a box, but a plastic disc. So I'm going to open this up here, a little padded top, pretty nice. And here's the filter itself. Now this will just screw on to the end of my lens, and as I turn it, it should cut down on the amount of light that comes into my sensor through the lens. By adjusting this, I won't have to change the aperture, the shutter speed, or the ISO. But it looks pretty nice. I mean, it feels pretty heavy in the hand. It's a good weight. If I'm gonna hold it up, let's see if I twist it here. I don't know if you can see through the middle here, but I'm starting to twist it down and limit the amount of light coming in. And then as I twist it, you can see how much it changes to allow light in and allow more light in and less light in. Around the edge here, it's kind of cool. I don't know if you can see it, but it has some little markings that tell you how much, I guess, you're turning it as far as whether it's going to be darker or brighter. And it looks like pretty nice. I mean, it feels good. It feels like it's a good quality build here. And I like the little case that it comes in. It's convenient, so I can put it back in here and throw it in my bag and not have to worry about it getting all scratched up. So let's throw this on the camera. We'll go get some B-roll, maybe try out some shots, and see how it works out, see what we can get. So let's go do that now. So I thought it might be good to just show an example while I'm putting on the ND filter here, just how it changes the exposure of the image. So here you can see I have the background here is super bright. The sun's shining. You can't even really see what's going on back here too much. It's so bright. But I wanted to keep my settings at 2.8 for the aperture, and then shutter speed stays at 1/50 since I'm filming at 24 frames per second. And then I want to keep my ISO as low as I can. And right now it's at 100, but you can see that I still can't get a good exposure on the background. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Variable ND filter, and I'm going to screw it onto the lens here, and we'll see how much it changes the exposure and see if I can get a proper exposure, considering it's so bright behind me here. So let's pop this guy on and see how it looks. Okay, so now you can see how the Variable ND filter makes it a little bit darker so we get a better exposure. It lets less light into the camera, so therefore we can get a better exposure and keep all our settings the same. And it's pretty easy. You just rotate the outside of the ring and it changes the exposure for you. So now you can see everything that's going on in the background here. You can see the grass, you can see the trees, you can see me better. And I'll just come up here and just twist the Variable ND filter here. You move the outside ring and you can see it getting really bright. And then if I twist it the other way, you can see it cuts down on the amount of light that's coming through. Now if I go all the way, it looks like that's all the way. Cuts out all the light. And as you can see, it's pretty good. It works really well. changes the amount of light that comes through. And if you continue to go around, then it just, in a circle, then it just brings the exposure back up. So it seems like it's working pretty good, so I'm gonna go shoot a little bit of B-roll and kind of see how it works out. So let's go do that. All right, so there you go. There's a few different examples using the variable ND filter. I think it works great. I'm looking forward to trying it out a little more and just trying it in different situations. But it does a great job of cutting down the amount of light that's coming into the camera without having to change any of my settings. One thing I did notice is that there is some vignetting going on while I'm using the filter. You can see that around the outside of the frame a little bit, but I'm okay with that because most of the time I'm in the middle of the frame, or whatever my subject is in the middle of the frame. So I'm okay with that. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.